Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for your box plot assignments. I think most of you have already handed them in, and a lot of them were actually looking really good. In this video, we're going to talk about paragraph 9.5. We already did this in class, but since half of you basically weren't there, I think it's good to do it again. And you're also going to do a second assignment about paragraph 9.5. So basically this week consists out of 3 lessons again. 2 lessons which cover paragraph 9.5, and the assignment will basically test your skills with the multiplication rule and the sum rule. So let's start with the first part. And the first part is about something we call the multiplication rule. And the multiplication rule is something which you'll use a lot when you're trying to calculate the amount of possibilities. I think in class we use the following example. Every morning when you're going to school, well, when you were going to school, you were choosing between different things to wear to school. And whenever I'm choosing, I can, for example, choose between a t-shirt and let's assume that I have 4 different t-shirts. Let's say that I'm going to choose a pair of pants. Mrs. Kev told me to call this trousers, but for some reason I'm being stubborn. And for my shoes, I'm choosing between 2 pairs. Maybe it would be good to use pair of shoes though, but it's fine. Basically, there are 3 moments in which I have to choose something. I have to choose a shirt, that's the first choice. Then I have to choose a pair of pants, that's the second choice. And then there's a third choice, which is the shoes. So basically, we have a starting point over here. Let's make a little bit more room. Over here, start. And first, we can choose between 4 different t-shirts. So, 1, hopefully you can see this. I keep having these markers which are empty. Option 1, 2, 3, 4. But for every t-shirt there are 3 pairs of pants that I can choose. So for every point over here I can have 3 new branches. So you might already wonder, do I have to draw this every time that I'm having one of these problems? No, I'll get to that in a minute. And for every pair of pants and shirt combination, you can also choose between 2 shoes. So for every branch, you will need 2 more options. Because as you can already see, drawing this takes a lot of time. And most mathematicians are rather lazy, and to be honest, I'm no exception to that. Like that. But as you can see, this takes a lot of work, and now I only get small numbers. If I use like 8, 7, and 9, this would have been a real chore to do. So what are we going to do? We're going to do this in a different way. A faster way, which basically helps us get the same result. Basically, all the combinations are these points over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, up until 24. How can we calculate it easier? Like this. We choose this as our starting point. And over here is basically event number 1. And event number 1 is choosing a t-shirt. So there are 4 options. 4 options. Our second event is choosing a pair of pants, which is 3 different options. Last event is choosing our shoes, which there are 2. And the multiplication rule says you have to multiply these numbers, and hopefully by seeing this graph that does make sense. That's basically what I'm showing you guys. So this is 24 combinations total. A second example which you see a lot when you're working with the multiplication rule is, let's erase this. You can pause it if you want to copy it. I wish I could do that in class because some of you are actually writing things down really slowly. I'm not talking to you, Fenner. It was a joke. I'm still working on my jokes. And right now you're probably thinking that's not funny. Sorry for that. The example that we're looking at is we're trying to make a code, for example, for your phone. And the code needs to be, I want to use 4 digits. Then if there are no restrictions, you can think about the amount of combinations for these codes. So there are basically 4 digits when you want to plug in a number. How many different numbers can you plug into the first slot? Well, there's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10 options. For the second one, 10 options. For the third one, 10 options. Why 10? Because there are no restrictions. So in total, there are 10,000 codes. And that should make sense because 0, 0, 0, 0 is the first one, and then the last one is 9, 9, 9, 9. What if there are restrictions? What kind of restrictions can you think of? For example, I only want to use unique numbers. Then I still want 4 digits. And for this first slot, nothing changes. I can still use every single number. So I have 10 options. Now things change. If I use a 4 over here, I can't use a 4 again, which means the amount of numbers I can fill into this slot decreases to 9. So if I use a 4 over here and a 3 over there, then I already use 2 numbers, which means I only have 8 slots left, of 8 numbers left over there, and 7 numbers over there. And let's see if we are trying to calculate this is 5040. Okay, what if we want numbers greater than 7,000? No, I'm going to make it slightly easier. Greater than 6,999. This is like a small thing which measures a lot. If I want a number greater than 6,999, then the first number which should come to your mind is 7,000. So for this first slot, how many different numbers can you fill in? You can fill in a 7, an 8, or a 9. So 3 options. But if you choose one of these 3 numbers, then there are no more restrictions over here, because if you start with a 7, it's always going to be bigger than this number. If you're starting with an 8 or a 9, same case. 3 times 10 times 10, which is 3,000. And it should make sense because there are 3,000 numbers bigger than 6,999. We can also combine these 2 restrictions, so we want unique numbers over 6,099. Then what is going to change? Obviously there are, oh careful, there are going to be less numbers. For the first digit nothing changed, there are still 3 numbers we can use. But now things do change. We don't want to use the same number again, so if we use an 8 over here, we're not allowed to use it over there. So 3 times 9 times 8 times 7. It's basically combining these 2 things. And then the answer, let's see, I should not do it like this because I'm probably bound to make mistakes. Let's take a risk for now. Hopefully this video helps you with the multiplication rule. Try to do the homework. If you already did the exercise, you don't have to do them again. Keep that in mind. Good luck.